We went through 3 trends for 2020, and they are trends that have longevity. As you said, they're macro trends, so they will go right through into 2021 and beyond that season as well. So the first of the trends is called fellowship, and it's a trend that really promotes the idea of us rising up as collectives of people, the power of the collective, so communities of collaborators rather than being disconnected individuals. So it's about cultural diversity as well, and placing ethics at the very centre of decision making and design, so that moral values and design values intertwine with each other. It's also about looking at global design and ethnic design and cultural design in a different way. So often when we talk about those sorts of design styles, it's an adoption of a very rustic or primitive styling, but this is about modernity and new thinking and a prosperity as well. So everything that we're seeing on the fellowship trend, there are bright colours, it's joyous, it's expressive, it's experimental. Every single surface is an opportunity to apply colour, to apply pattern, and to really experiment with craft practices, and to try to find new platforms for appreciation of craft and the reinterpretation of craft as well, the mixing of disciplines, technologies and techniques, so that we can really celebrate traditions and folklore and craft practices and move them forward into the future. So it's very diverse, it's multi-layered, lots of disparate materials and patterns working with each other and finding ways to work together and have friendships with each other as they sit next to each other, as they come up to each other, as they're layered with each other. So what's been interesting for us on the Trends Hub has been seeing familiar faces, that we're seeing a lot of people year after year. And so this is clearly a show that is marked in people's diaries very firmly now, and they know that this is one to come to, and they're seeing it as an absolute destination for the gathering of design information, the placing of orders and the launching of new collections. And that's what we've seen from exhibitors, a lot of new collections being launched, and they're choosing the show to do that at, which is really interesting. What's also been interesting for us, both speaking to people at the end of the seminar and also here on the Trends Hub, has been that they're not necessarily strictly in the design industry either. So it's becoming a show where people are gathering information and coming to seminars where they're linked with interiors, but maybe only in a very, very rough way. So we've had merchandisers coming, and we've had people from all sorts of different disciplines and different sectors, not necessarily strictly interior designers as well. So that's been fascinating, that there's much more diversity in the visitor. I think because of your climate, your very fortunate climate, you are able to live the seamless indoor-outdoor lifestyle for much of the year in many areas of Australia. And I think that brings a very relaxed style to design. I think that you're braver and you're more experimental. I've talked in previous years about the use of colour and the colour confidence that I feel that is with the householders and consumers and interior designers here, and that you're extremely design savvy and you know what you want, and that you're willing to transcend the trends, not just follow the fads and the trends, and that you're willing to go beyond that. So there's a lot of personality in the design that we see in Australia, where in other countries sometimes it's a little more conformity, a little bit more a strict following of styles. And here there's a lot more bravery, there's much more personality.